Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this memorial lecture instituted by the university in memory of its founder Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Ram Reddy. We have with us Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Deputy Chairman, Planning Commission of India, who I believe is visiting IGNOU for the first time. I extend a very hearty welcome to him on behalf of the entire IGNOU Biradari. Ahluwalia Sahab is an internationally known economist, and it is indeed a privilege that he has been able to spare time from his otherwise frightfully busy schedule for us to deliver this lecture. We are indeed grateful to him. We are in the midst of monsoon. It is a celebration of rain. It is a celebration of nature. It is a celebration of Mother Earth. And I request Vice Chancellor to present Shri Ahluwalia with a gift from the nature. And Dr. D.K. Chaudhary, our Pro Vice Chancellor, also to present a gift to Shri Ahluwalia. I now invite Dr. D.K. Chaudhary to deliver his welcome address.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This 2nd of July is a day of mixed emotions for our university. It is on this day that Professor G. Ram Reddy, the founder Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Open University, passed away in London. Soon after receiving the highest award for his unparalleled contribution to distance education, we feel proud to inherit his academic and visionary legacy. Every year, the university organizes Professor Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture to pay tribute to his contribution in establishing IGNOU. His vision has given a new hope to the 18% of the world population and a new challenge to the economic power of the world. We are grateful to you, sir, for having accepted the university's invitation to deliver the 13th Professor G. Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture. On behalf of each and every one in the university, I welcome you to our university and this function. I also welcome all the Vice Chancellors and Directors of various institutes of correspondence courses and other invited guests present at the headquarters at all the regional centers. Thank you very much, Jai Hind.
May I now invite Vice Chancellor Professor Rajshekharan Pillai to give his introductory speech.
Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission of Government of India and an outstanding internationally renowned economist and planner. Mrs. Premlata Ram Reddy, wife of late Professor G. Ram Reddy. Mrs. Jyoti Ram Reddy, daughter of Professor Reddy. Dr. D.K. Chaudhary, Pro Vice Chancellor, who is coordinating the 13th G. Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture. Vice Chancellors of universities, particularly open universities and the conventional universities. Directors of distance education from different institutions in the country. Distinguished invitees, my colleagues from the university, friends from the printed and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me extend a hearty welcome to Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, to Indira Gandhi National Open University. I am extremely glad to preside over the 13th Professor G. Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture Oration Function, in which Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, world-renowned economist and Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, is going to lecture on challenges of inclusive growth. We are extremely thankful to him for accepting the invitation and for agreeing to address us on a very important theme, which is very close to the founding objectives of this university. And it is also very close to the realm of activities of late Professor G. Ram Reddy, the founder Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Open University. May I also take this opportunity to pay tributes on my personal behalf and on behalf of this university to the contributions of Professor G. Ram Reddy in the area of education and particularly in the field of open and distance learning. Indira Gandhi National Open University owes its existence to Professor G. Ram Reddy. He started the concept of open and distance education in the country. He was the Vice Chancellor of Andhra Pradesh State Open University to start with, and then seeing the success of that institution, the first open university in the country, he was invited by the Government of India to found a national open university in Delhi, and it is his contribution. This university is his contribution. Sir, this university today is a success story in democratization of education. Your topic of inclusive challenges in inclusive growth, our objective is inclusive growth can be obtained only by inclusive education. And we provide opportunities to underprivileged sections of the society, education in inaccessible terrains. We provide capacity building for people working at all levels. We make use of technology to improve the quality of the teaching learning process in the classroom as well as to enhance the quantity of education delivery. And with 18.5 lakh students and with the technological capability of reaching 9 million homes through our technological channels, this university has a tremendous capacity of providing the right kind of education opportunities and then addressing the issue of learning and learning for development, which is the thing necessary for any developing country of this kind. This university not only has a national presence, it has an international presence. We look at providing education opportunities not only for learners from this country. We look at the African continent. We have very successful program for in making use of technology for effective dissemination of knowledge and skills. We look at the various activities which are necessary for providing the right kind of knowledge and skills to the different regions of the country, and then we develop programs in such a way that the learners' requirements are addressed. In addition to that, we, through our various regional centers and over 2,000 study centers across the country, we look at other areas of development as well. We sincerely believe that only by effective networking with other sectors also, education institutions of this kind can really contribute. We interact with credible non-governmental organizations. We interact with credible private partners, private players in education. We see to it that technology corporates are also definitely involved in our educational processes. We provide the capacity building for such institutions. So the activities of a university of this kind are multifarious, and we have been successfully doing it. And the enrollment, it is not just the enrollment only. We, as I mentioned to you in my private talk with you, we we address the high end of education also in terms of research. For example, we do research in developing multimedia materials. We have the state-of-the-art studio, and this university has the largest repository of educational materials in the whole world, and which is being used by not only by our learners, by large number of people, not working in different areas for different activities. And then another major area which we have, vocational education, all areas of education, definitely we look at all these aspects, but we also look at capacity building of teachers, right from kindergarten, right from pre-primary to postgraduate teacher education. We are looking at how continuously capacity building of teachers can be provided. Indira Gandhi National Open University owes its existence to Professor G. Ram Reddy. He started the concept of open and distance education in the country. He was the Vice Chancellor of Andhra Pradesh State Open University to start with, and then seeing the success of that institution, the first open university in the country, he was invited by the Government of India to found a national open university in Delhi. Your topic of inclusive challenges in inclusive growth, our objective is inclusive growth can be obtained only by inclusive education. And we provide opportunities to underprivileged sections of the society, education in inaccessible terrains. We provide capacity building for people working at all levels. We make use of technology to improve the quality of the teaching learning process in the classroom, as well as to enhance the quantity of education delivery. I am glad to invite all of you for this very important lecture. As I mentioned, challenges in inclusive growth. We believe that only through inclusive education, inclusive growth can be attained, and quality and quantity are the challenges before us. Only by open and distance learning, only by technological integration into education, such process can be achieved. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you to this important function. Thank you very much.
May I invite Shri Ahluwalia ji to do the unveiling? Before I invite Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia for his lecture, let's have the lamp lighting ceremony. I have the privilege of inviting Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia to please deliver the memorial lecture.
Professor VNR Pillai, Vice Chancellor of IGNOU, Professor Chaudhary, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mrs. Premla Reddy, Ms. Jyoti Ram, distinguished members of the IGNOU faculty who are present here in the hall, other viewers who are watching this in the various 16 regional centers where it is also being broadcast, those watching it live on television or in the webcast, and finally those who may be viewing it later on the webcast online. It's a great pleasure and a privilege really for me to be delivering the 13th G. Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture. I did not have the privilege of knowing Professor Ram Reddy personally, but I do feel some connection with him and his work here because I was at that time in 1985 when Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi inaugurated IGNOU. I was then a member of the Prime Minister's Secretariat. So I can recall the enthusiasm and the hope that was at that time associated with the setting up of this distance learning university. And it is really a tribute to the original vision, to the work of Professor G. Ram Reddy as the founder, Vice Chancellor, and of course to all the others, including the present faculty and team, that this university has grown as much as it has into what I think is called the largest university in the world, with about 1.85 million students. That's a really big, impressive number, with about 138 different courses, certificate courses, diploma courses, degree courses. And I see from the Hindustan Times today that 2 of your students have actually got into the final list of the IAS. Thank you.
We will present Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia. We will have a very short film which the production division has prepared on Professor G. Rama Reddy.
There is no need of saying more about Professor G. Ram Reddy. I had occasion to work with institutions he has planned and executed. The University Grants Commission as its vice chairman and acting chairman, a great visionary, a great human being. His contribution to education and development in this country is remarkable. There is a saying that an institution is the lengthened shadow of an individual. I think Indira Gandhi National Open University's connection with Professor G. Ram Reddy is like that. It is his lengthened shadow. On behalf of the university and on my personal behalf, I pay my tributes to the memories of Professor G. Ram Reddy.
Professor Gadam Ram Reddy, a great teacher, a wonderful friend, a faithful husband, and a loving father, was all of these things and more, was immensely proud of this country and its many achievements. He was rightly proud of this university.
I really appreciate this opportunity to pay my own tributes to a great visionary, a great thinker, whom I had the pleasure of meeting with and interacting with. I was really very impressed by the humility of the individual and his ideas, which actually laid the base of a different dimension of education.
For us in the IGNOU and for the large open university family in India, Professor Ram Reddy has been a great pioneer and visionary. For those of us who are the first generation distance educators in India, Professor Reddy was a friend, philosopher, and guide.
It was in 1959 that a young postgraduate was trying to make his way through the long alleys of Osmania University, where he had just joined as a lecturer in public administration.
I have done 2 terms at Osmania, which means 10 years you must write off from my normal life.
Professor G. Ram Reddy was the pioneer of the open university system in the country. Like an architect, he had conceptualized the overall design in the beginning and never lost sight of it. The phenomenal growth in the open university system in general and IGNOU in particular bears eloquent testimony to his great vision meticulous planning, and execution with a single-minded devotion, which is unparalleled in academic leadership. These achievements have been duly recognized both at national and international level.
His dreamy eyes were not able to betray a resolute idealism that he was carrying with him, and that was to remain as the characteristic imprint of his personality all through. This youth was Gaddam Ram Reddy, born in village Mailaram, district Karimnagar, Andhra Pradesh. He distinguished himself as a scholar of public policy studies and rose to become the founding Vice Chancellor of the Indira Gandhi National Open University in 1985. He is legitimately hailed as the patriarch of open and distance learning in India.
We have an excellent team. We have been able to collect an excellent team. Some of them are tops in the country.
IGNOU started small and now it has grown very big and further expanding and fast. In fact, Professor G. Ram Reddy's unique contribution lies in the phenomenal growth of the open and distance learning in India, and the IGNOU success story is a testimony to his vision and commitment. He very rightly reasoned that open and distance learning and higher education could be anchored in the expanding platform of information and communication technology, and that is what IGNOU has been able to achieve.
Professor Ram Reddy is truly acclaimed as an institution builder par excellence. He was the founder Vice Chancellor of India's first Open University, the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh Open University, and also the founder Vice Chancellor of India's first National Open University, the Indira Gandhi National Open University. As chairman of the University Grants Commission, he piloted the establishment of the National Assessment and Accreditation Council to promote quality assurance in higher education in India. Professor G. Rama Reddy was married to Srimati Pramila Reddy, and they were gifted with 3 children. Sons G. Vinod Reddy and Dr. G. Pramod, and daughter G. Jyoti. His human qualities and generous temperament won him many affectionate friends and admirers. As an educational administrator, he possessed the enviable trait of couching idealism in the rhetoric of incrementalism. This gave him the remarkable ability to get his decisions and recommendations approved by the governments and bureaucracies. As India's most prominent open learning expert, he was invited to be associated with every stage of the establishment of the Commonwealth of Learning. Reminiscing his earlier days of promoting open learning, he said,
My ambition has been to keep an all-India image of this institution. We have consciously brought people from different parts of the country. This has been done consciously, so that it remains an all-India institution, doesn't become a local institution.
As a teacher, he was committed for the promotion of knowledge, and I think that his vision and his mission was that education should be provided to all the sections of the society, the inclusive education, in which all the sections of the society, whether they are underprivileged or whether they are weaker sections, and who cannot afford to go to the universities and the colleges. And that's why I think that his great contribution in the field of education in India is the establishment of Indira Gandhi National Open University.
I have seen him as a great teacher who has inspired everyone who has come in contact with him.
No doubt in my mind that this university will leave impression on the educational system of this country.
Last thing I remember is sitting in his house persuading the Indian High Commission to send his body to India. Now, I think I would be, even if it takes some time, it would be very unfair to remember Ram Reddy only as a personal friend. He was much larger than that. That was his foundation that today IGNOU has become the world's largest university. And I think the base, the edification which was constructed by Professor G. Ram Reddy has resulted into this vastness and popularity of distance and open learning in the country and abroad. It was because of his doing that IGNOU from an organization, today it has become a system, and running a system you lead solid foundation which were laid by our founder, Vice Chancellor Professor G. Ram Reddy.
Professor Ram Reddy lives in our memories as a modestly brilliant scholar, a wonderful human being, and as a good example of a person who succeeded in wrapping idealism around pragmatic pleadings.
My thanks to the audience here, every one of you who accepted the invitation, is with us, and who patiently listened to the lecture delivered by Shri Ahluwalia. Thank you.